My name is Kapila Viges. I am the Chief Executive of MPN Research Foundation. We are a patient-founded organization dedicated to funding original research in pursuit of new treatments and eventually cures for a family of rare blood cancers called myeloproliferative neoplasms. That includes three primary conditions: essential thrombocythemia, polycythemia vera, and myelofibrosis. These are cancers that begin in the bone marrow where blood cells are produced, and we believe affect about 300,000 patients in the U.S. alone. Today, the only known cure, which brings high risk with it, is a bone marrow transplant. I am so fortunate to have been invited to be part of the LeadersLink program, and specifically into this cohort that was focused on patient data and healthcare data resources, which was particularly timely for me and our foundation as we are embarking on a large-scale data collection program. When I initially joined LeadersLink, I was eager to learn from other patient-centered research foundations like ours and have navigated and established programs like this before. And what I gained was much more. During the program, I connected with other leaders of research foundations, and I now have a network of peers to lean on and whom I can support when we have any kind of challenge or question or win to celebrate. We found an open and safe forum to help each other, and that has been a great benefit of the program. Through FasterCures, the access to mentors who have built large registries and patient databases and experts from across the health and data science field was another benefit. I was connected with several mentors, and in particular, my lead mentor, David Panzier of the Helmsley Trust. I engaged highly reputable service providers and ultimately landed with a strong and experienced partner in the team at IQVIA to help us develop a plan to achieve our research goals. My capstone project was to explore the feasibility of standing up a large-scale MPN registry. I came into the program with specific goals and objectives that emerged from discussions with our community of MPN experts, primarily to identify biomarkers and clinical signals of MPN disease progression, and that can try to predict or identify which patients might advance and become worse, or other patients who might live relatively stable quality of life managing their MPN chronically. Another aim of this data collection effort is to collect clinical evidence to define and potentially develop new clinical trial endpoints like progression-free survival, which we don't currently have in MPNs yet. Our approach takes a multi-stakeholder view to the research, meaning the patient voice and perspective on their unmet needs is critically important. The researchers and physician scientists who dedicate their careers to treating MPNs are the experts, and the industry leaders, the drug manufacturers, getting treatments through clinical trials, regulatory approvals, making these treatments available to patients, they also have a vested interest in a data platform. So we aim to make sure we are bringing all those different voices and viewpoints into the planning and design of this registry. Several challenges were identified around how to collect patient data and medical records, data quality and making sure the data is usable if we can even collect it, and secondly, making sure that the key data points we specifically need to evaluate disease progression could be collected. Mostly our challenge was figuring out how the cost considerations would be feasible to make a large-scale effort like this sustainable. As an outcome of the program and engaging the FasterCures network, we now have a roadmap that takes us through the next several years of launching a real-world evidence registry, collecting electronic medical records directly from patients with their consent that also gives us an infrastructure to add to it in the future. One of the biggest learnings and pieces of advice I can give others trying to address similar programs is to find the right balance between big and small. With research and data, we are tempted to want to study everything, and that can get unfocused and hard to sustain. But getting too focused can lead these programs to fall short of those long-term goals. So being able to see both sides through the experiences of others I met through the LeadersLink program was incredibly insightful. Secondly, I found it helpful to work with these experts and stakeholders to consider how we break the program down into phases or milestones along the way to achieving those lofty primary goals. We are setting accessible but still very valuable outcomes and results in the short term as we iterate the program to achieve those long-term goals. It gives the program some flexibility as well in the financial investment we can make to be able to adapt to changes as they come up over time. So I'm incredibly proud to have defined and documented a roadmap at this stage as a tangible and productive outcome of the LeadersLink program. And I'm excited to be on this journey with my foundation leadership and team to charge ahead with building and launching our real-world evidence registry of MPN patients. I am grateful to the Milken Institute and FasterCures leadership and staff, especially Kristen, Raymond, and Katie, for creating this structure, providing the connections, and caring about each of us in the program. It has been a tremendous experience. Thank you.